How the Past Creates the Future, presented by Caitlin Blackwood, Kaylin Munn, and Lydia Mindek.
A mechanical engineer's job is to develop new technologies that make everyday life more efficient. Many mechanical engineers are well known in the medical field because of their many technological inventions.
An interior designer's job is to assess a space and determine the need based off the client's wants. They also propose design layouts including materials, colors, lighting, and furniture. This is gathered typically all on one page and then presented to the client. The whole objective of an interior designer is to improve the look of a space and make sure everything is up to code and safety.
The main role of an industrial designer is to develop and design concepts for manufacturable products. It is the perfect combination of art, business, and engineering. However, what separates it from these focuses is its focus in user experience by designing for appearance and function of these manufacturable products.
So some of the first developments that are in biomedical engineering careers are robotic surgeries. An example is the Da Vinci robot. This is a robotic surgery method used to perform surgery with robotic hands as the surgeon looks into a screen and puts their fingers into robotic hands, and it is signaled to the actual robot which performs the surgery. This helps each of the tools to maneuver through the body more efficiently and more precisely so that the surgeon can efficiently perform their surgery without having any sudden movements that may cause harm to the patient, and it just helps everything move smoothly. So next we have smart jugs. Smart jugs is a patch that is placed on the abdomen and is linked to your device to remind you to take your pills, and when it is not ingested, you are alerted on the device. The pill can also track throughout your body, and this system works by sending a message from the pill's sensor to a wearable patch. The patch transmits the information to a mobile application so that patients can track the ingestion of their medication on their smartphone. Patients can also permit their caregivers and physicians to access the information through a web-based portal, and that is from the FDA. Now, some past developments that have shaped this technology, this new development can now treat and diagnose diseases. It can also be tracked throughout the body to monitor certain bodily features and track ingestion. This can also have beneficial early detection. This means that if you have any early detection, then you can get early treatment. So that is very helpful. So one of the future technologies is medical virtual reality, and this is creating realistic environments to help those with mental health disorders, specifically helpful in PTSD patients, help them to feel more relaxed when surgeons are about to perform surgery or take any tests that they need. This also can help those who are rehabilitating and can help those who are in training for practicing lifelike surgeries. This also helps patients to recover from post-traumatic stress disorder, to prepare surgeons for difficult surgeries, and promote relaxation in patients before anxiety-causing medical procedures. And that is from Case Western Reserve University. So how did this shape my field? This can speed up recovery times for patients, and virtual reality can also help those who need physical rehabilitation. This also makes patients more comfortable and relaxed, and is a new way of training surgeons, and allows access It allows assessment for therapy patients with any disabilities, and that is from Satava.
3D printing can turn a 3D model on a computer into reality from building it from the bottom up. According to Arc Daily, 3D printing originated from the Japanese in the 1980s. The Japanese folding and drawing techniques helped spark the creation. One major event is the sustainable aspect. The new designs are made from bioplastic and hardly produces any waste. See the image on the bottom left of a desk that is 3D printed out of bioplastic. Another factor is this reduces time for designers and weight for the client. Lastly, the 3D printer is extremely accurate and can create very detailed work. Jobs such as the carpenters and construction workers helped shape this product to what it is today. Their attention to detail sparked this desire to create an easier way of doing things. For designers, 3D printing is especially helpful with model making. Models are used to show off concepts and ideas the designer has come up with. They do have their downsides though. As acknowledged by all 3DP, models are very time-consuming due to the need of precision. The image on the bottom right is a wooden model typically built by a designer to express their ideas 3D. Due to the scale, it is very hard to create intricate details by hand. Now, if you take a look at the image in the center, you can compare the amount of details that the 3D printer is able to make. Overall, it solves issues and allows the designer to work on other tasks while the model is being created. Virtual reality is starting to be used in thousands of firms due to its ability to bring hypothetical reality to a space. Metropolis explains it as a way to roam around and interact with a modeled environment. This is a headset that is placed over your eyes and transports you into a 3D world. The benefit of this is it helps clients visualize spaces. It guarantees that they'll like what they're getting, resulting in a smoother and faster process. The image on the bottom left shows what the headset looks like on from an outsider's view. Virtual reality has also been proven to monitor human behavior on factors such as the time spent in one space. This developed over time to help explain a design. Perspectives are 3D hand-drawn views that were originally used to show a client an idea they had. Since drawing takes practice and time, virtual reality speeds up the process and makes a view more accurate. The bottom right photo will help you realize the difference. On the left-hand side of the image, you see a very well-drawn image, but even at full drawing capability, when you take a look at the right side of the image, you can really see depth and the use of materials. Virtual reality can also be used on smartphones for more convenience. Design Milk stated nowadays everything is digital, so it only makes sense to make design digital too. In the future, I predict there to be holographics that you can display using a 3D projector. This can be looked at as advancing virtual reality. The holographics can be connected to the computer, that way you'll be able to change, for example, the height of a cabinet and it will synchronize with the computer and change it. This can be very beneficial for those with disabilities. For example, someone in a wheelchair can have their house customized to their specific needs. Virtual reality can cause motion sickness due to wearing a device over your eyes. This is a solution to that problem. Holograms of people can be walking beside you as well while you're in the space. It can also create sounds such as trees blowing in the wind to cater to more senses. A hologram of a space can also be projected, which will allow a designer to survey and measure a space without the need to be there. This is extremely beneficial if it's a space that is far away.
The first development within industrial design that I'm going to mention is 3D scanning and printing. 3D scanning and printing is the use of existing three-dimensional information to create new and better customized products. These processes can be applied to many aspects in the field of industrial design. Some of the most prevalent applications are in medical design. There has been a lot of focus placed on patient recovery, either from a procedure or an injury. The reasoning behind this is to improve recovery times by making them more time and cost efficient while getting the same or even better results in the process. We have also observed the beginning of a shift in emphasis from mass production to mass customization or personalization. 3D scanning and printing go hand in hand and are both repeatable and reliable processes, which make them great options for this shift in ideology. The way it works is first the designer takes an object and prepares it for the scan. This can be anything from positioning, shaping, or modifying the object to get a cleaner scan. Once the object is in position, it can be scanned. There are several methods used to scan an item. The first is a rotating plate in a stationary camera. The second is a rotating plate in a camera that moves up and down. And the third is a handheld device that allows the designer to move and manipulate the scanner and object as needed. The third method is the most popular. After the scan is taken, it is cleaned up in a CAD or computer-aided design program and then printed. The most exciting application of these processes to me involves a particular passion of mine, which is prosthetic design. I have attached an exciting video from a project that the design firm Dive Design, which I work for, completed for a dog who was missing its front leg. This video is of his first time ever running, and this moment was made possible due to 3D scanning and 3D printing technologies. The second development I would like to bring up is AR and VR. AR and VR, though very different, are both able to accomplish one similar thing: modifying reality. Virtual reality does this by modifying your surroundings completely and taking you somewhere else, while augmented reality adds components to your surroundings. Both serve very valuable roles in industrial design and when combined create a surreal experience for both designer and client. AR can be applied to both places and things. The most common application is incorporating products into your existing surrounding to see how they interact with the objects around them, such as a chair. How does it relate to a desk? Is the height correct? What material would be best? All of this can be found out through the use of augmented reality. This technology is always improving in order to create more realistic products for user testing. As mentioned by Medium, the newest updates are textures for both product and environment, which helps users to better visualize colors and materials of the product in its particular environment. To expand on this, say the product needed to exist in an environment that you were not in or did not exist yet. In this scenario, virtual reality could be used to create the ideal environment and implement the product to see the whole picture. It can also help to simulate how the product will be put to use. Bressler Group's project team commonly uses VR in their design process and claims that VR makes quick work of creating and playing around with variants to test our assumptions. Both of these processes make testing quicker, easier, and more realistic than methods used in the past. The uses for AR and VR within industrial design are only growing, and soon they will be the dominant method for testing new products. As the field of industrial design continues to grow and develop, I predict that artificial intelligence will become much more feasible and popular. The term artificial intelligence can be a bit ambiguous, but to simplify, it essentially is intelligence demonstrated by machines contrasting the natural intelligence displayed by living beings. Within this broad definition, there are three important factors that AI features. These are training algorithms, predicting behavior, and creativity. Training algorithms is reliant on human-to-machine interaction. These algorithms learn how people talk and adjust their responses as they learn more. Some basic examples of this are Siri or Alexa, where you can create custom responses and actions that these machines can accomplish, but their knowledge is limited to the words used, not the way in which the words are used. Meaning that if you were to be sarcastic to Alexa, she would not understand. As is, these machines are already great aids to people, and they are only going to get better. Someday, they could potentially be used to give feedback on product design based on learned critiques to help give a second opinion to a designer or design team. Predicting human behavior can help a machine to know when, where, and how a person does things. If you go on a run every morning at the same time and ask the machine to turn off the lights or lock the doors, that is a routine that they can learn and be adjusted to so that eventually they can do it without being asked. This can help in the field of design if somebody is doing specific work that requires protective gear and they continuously forget to use it. The machine would be able to remind them, thus ensuring safer work conditions. Creativity still sounds broad, but as Medium defines it, it can be formed when data science meets engineering, industrial design, and social science. Essentially, it is the culmination of many different fields. Typically, math isn't used very often in industrial design, but using math to create an algorithm to be applied to many products would be an example of how this can be implemented into industrial design. Algorithmic design was used in the prosthetic example that I showed earlier. In order to get the correct amount of support, airflow, flexibility, and stability to be printed, the scan is run through an algorithm, which automatically generates everything that is needed based on the information put in. This is something that is also used in printed casts, landscape design, and many other applications. Algorithmic design is something that will only grow as sustainable design becomes more and more popular due to its ability to save material but produce the same or better quality results. Artificial intelligence is just in its early stages of use and is growing every day as designers find more uses for incorporating data science into traditional product design practices.